I hid my smile as I continued to watch. The pitcher, Ramirez, sneered, and I knew what he was about to do. He was going to hit him. Knew it without a shadow of a doubt. Ramirez reared back, lifted his leg, and let the ball fly. Hancock turned into the pitch, letting the ball smack into his right shoulder, and I groaned along with the entire stadium. Ramirez had the fastest arm in the league right now, and being hit with a ball at 98 miles an hour was enough to hurt anyone, even a big man like Hancock. I stood up and was on the top steps of the dugout before Hancock even turned, and what I saw on his face was enough to send me back to my seat. He wasn't hurt, or at least he wasn't going to show it. He was, however, pissed. Ramirez made it 2 more pitches, hitting 1 more player before he was removed and replaced in only the first inning, and I found myself smiling. Hancock, however, wasn't smiling when he was stranded on second and had to come in. He started jogging to the dugout just as my phone chimed. Rainey, 7:51. Heads up. I stood up and hurried to the steps, smiling happily when my friend tossed me a whole handful of Double Bubble. Thank you, I called to her. My gorgeous blonde best friend grinned at me and waved. I waved back and froze when her eyes widened and focused at something over my shoulder. I turned slowly to find Hancock directly behind me, staring at me like I was an alien who'd invaded Earth. What? I snapped at him. What was his deal? Throw those other 10 pieces back at her and only give Manny 2. He looked at my hand. He'll wig out even worse if you show up with that many. I rolled my eyes and pocketed all but 2 pieces, then turned and headed back down the steps to the dugout. Maybe, next game, I'd take the other trainers up on their offer to stay in the mouth of the tunnel entrance that headed out onto the field. Being in the dugout was turning out to be not such a good idea, especially when Hancock's next words hit me. I like the way your hips sway, Ms. A.T. I turned and narrowed my eyes at him. I don't like it when you mention my fat ass all the time, I growled. And the name is Sway. His eyebrows snapped together. I never once called you a fat ass. He sounded offended. My lip curled. Then why the nickname of Half Pint and saying you like the way my hips sway? Because they do. There's nothing else to it but that, he said, taking a step back. Then, without another word, he strapped on his catcher's gear, grabbed his glove, and headed for the plate. I watched him go, something uneasy settling in my chest. See you in 3, Half Pint. Then he was gone. And I was left feeling unsure of what, exactly, had just transpired.